Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 183 of Crunch Time. For the first time in 2 weeks, what seems like an eternity, I'm going to be your host for today's episode. I'm Tanner Dislin, and as always, I am joined by Sam Godsey. We are the N3262 duo. Sam, how are we doing today, my
Man,
friend?
we are doing good. Finally back after a long break. A tough time for both of us to go on a little vacation with the start of college football. But Tanner, today marks the 4-year anniversary of this pod. We're on episode 183, as you said, doing this for 4 years. That's about 46 episodes a year, which is absolutely crazy. I actually listened to the first episode today. It was 33 minutes with three of us, and it was one of the worst things I've listened
Yeah,
to. It's
it's
so
tough.
robotic.
It's tough.
Over Zoom, we didn't even do video at that time, I believe. So it's
We were
pretty
all over the
surreal.
place. You were in
Yeah,
Iowa City. Keegan was in
and
Des
you were in
Moines.
New
I was in New
York.
York. We were
Yeah,
all over the place. Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, shout out to everyone that's supported over the past 4 years.
four
Let's
more.
keep four more.
Here's to
Why
four
not?
more. That's crazy. That's been 4 years already.
Yeah.
And what better way to to celebrate a 4 year anniversary than the first episode in a year where we had a full top to bottom Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and Monday football slate to talk about. Football's back has been said about 1,500,000 million times over the past month or so. We finally made it to a full, complete, and total slate. So clap it up.
Yeah.
We're
Probably
here.
up, probably up
Football
everybody.
constantly, nothing better. And I cannot wait to get into it, Sam.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, where do you want to start? You want to start college? You want to start NFL?
Dude, I know I would say this is more of a college football podcast. I think a lot of our listeners would agree. But Tanner, this NFL week one slate is one of the best weeks of NFL period.
It banged.
And it was absolutely electric. I think we got
Let's do it. Let's start NFL. Should we go chronologically here? Just talk about the best games.
I think we just dive into the best game.
All right. Well, we all know where we're going to start then.
Absolutely.
Potential game of the year candidate, Bills Ravens.
Yeah, dude. This game was absolutely incredible. I think it will be, when it's all said and done, the game of the year. Obviously, if you watched it, you know how crazy this game was. The Ravens came out absolutely firing. No one was stopping the dynamic duo of
That running game is unbelievable.
Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has revived his career. When he joined the Ravens, everyone thought his career was over.
Quick interjection. I think I've said this on the pod before. There was obviously the Ravens have one of the best running games, period, with Lamar, and one of the best offenses, and we all know how talented they are. When he joined them, I don't think there was ever any part of me that thought it wouldn't work. But the absolute minute I saw him in a Ravens uniform, I was like, this looks so right.
Yeah. It's unreal.
It looks so right. Like he was born to be in a Ravens uniform. I don't know what it is. Like there are all these Aaron Rodgers in a Steelers uniform could not look more wrong.
Yeah.
It could not look more wrong
Yeah.
than Aaron Rodgers in a Steelers uniform. Derrick Henry in a Ravens uniform, meant to be. And of course, he's playing like the best running back.
Yeah. Until fourth quarter when he made that fumble. But as amazing and dominant Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, even
that offense is ridiculous.
We got to talk about Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean,
he struggled a lot till it mattered. They were down by 15 with, I want to say, 7 minutes left. Leads an amazing comeback. Josh Allen just gets it done. If there are no fans of Josh Allen, will be the last one for sure. I've been a Josh Allen fan since his day at Wyoming. One of my
In
favorite
front of
players to
our
watch.
eyes.
Yeah, he kind of cooked if he had any receiver worth of shit at Wyoming. But yeah, dude, Josh Allen proving once again why he's one of the best quarterbacks, best players in the
Reigning
NFL.
MVP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolute stud.
no, that's the takeaway here is that like we're looking at this. Ravens blew another big game. Obviously, they do it a lot. There's a whole graphic of blown leads that the Ravens have gone. But look, I'm terrified of both of these teams. Everyone in
Yeah,
the NFL should be terrified of both of these teams. I don't see after everything we saw. I don't see right now as I sit here on week one probably a massive overreaction. That's the whole point of week one of the NFL is for overreactions. I don't see how the Chiefs beat either of these teams after that game. Like, sure, one of them had to lose, but they both look so scary.
yeah.
They both look so scary. Um, and yeah, that's my takeaway here. The offenses are insane. I guess if you're the Ravens, you're like, hey, like Jair Alexander didn't play well.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be an upgrade in the secondary. Uh, okay.
Yeah.
Like it sucks to lose that game, but God, that offense looked good.
Yeah. Both unstoppable defenses, obviously, or offenses, excuse me. Questions on the defensive end, but when you're scoring 40 against some of the best defense, it really does matter. So
Yeah, no doubt about it. Game of the year. Awesome, awesome game. Oddly enough, you know what I'd put as the second best game?
I think I have a guess. Could it be the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh
It
Steelers?
can be the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What a game, Tanner.
Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers playing on opposite sides of what they were last year. Some idiot out there. We're still trying to find out who bet the under in this game.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, let me know if you find him. But this was awesome. Does 40-year-old Rodgers still have it? And is Justin Fields the next Sam Darnold?
Yeah, dude. This game was super fun, back and forth all game. We saw vintage Rodgers come back, obviously. A lot of questions coming into this season with his age, injuries in the past. And he proved he's still one of the best. It was very weird seeing
It
him
doesn't
in
look
that
right.
black
It
and
does
yellow.
not look right at all.
But he performed well. It was a quarterback shootout. If you would have told me a couple years ago, it'd be a shootout between Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields of all quarterbacks, I would have thought you were crazy. Now, I love this. Justin, I've been kind of with Josh Allen. I've been a fan of his since like his high school days. He was
Shout
featured
out
on
QB1.
QB1. He made me not hate Ohio State, which is unreal.
Yeah.
So seeing him finally get a shot, I hope he continues because there's always been flashes with Justin Fields of this could be a guy, and unfortunately he played for the Bears for a while and then the Steelers. But this game was freaking awesome. High power offense. I think this would have been the headline game if it weren't for that Ravens Bills game. But absolutely electric.
And the unexpected, like Ravens Bills, we all expected. This was a complete.
Oh yeah,
this was a gift out of nowhere. Now, again. We asked important questions on this podcast. How did they look in that uniform? Justin Fields in a Bears uniform and in a Steelers uniform looked terrible.
Yeah.
Switching to number 7 in a Jets uniform, he looks good. He looks fast.
He looks fast.
Now, obviously, he played well, which probably helps. Like when I saw in preseason, when he put on the uniform, the new number change, the green, like he looks really good. It just looks like it works, and he looks like a good quarterback. And then he obviously played like it. So who knows? Maybe it just needs a cosmetic change, and he starts to play better. But yeah, the Jets are like that. That's the thing with this is like both of the teams were supposed to really struggle to score, have good defenses. It was the exact opposite. Now, I'm not ready to anoint either of these teams the best offense in football, but I don't know how you can leave with either of these teams being anything but encouraged.
Yeah.
Like If you're the Jets, you're probably all right. If we score 32 points a game, we're going to win a lot more games than we lose,
Yeah.
which is not the case for the Jets in the past like 10 years. So
Mhm.
you'd think that would be good, right?
Yeah.
Brees Hall looked
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah. He what did he have an injury last year? I feel like he kind of
He definitely got injured. I think it might have been 2 years
2 years ago. I feel like we didn't hear a lot about him last year. So seeing him kind of just take over that game at
Yeah.
points was crazy.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago he was out for the year. Last year just had a down year. Because I remember going into the year, like for fantasy wise, I saw a lot of I'm not touching Brees Hall.
Yeah,
Coaching staff raved about Braylon Allen, the backup. So it was like, oh, who
that's
knows?
right.
And then Brees Hall's still really good. And he was good. Fields was good. The defense was not. But hey, if there's one like Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't look like he can move anymore.
Yeah.
To this day, if I'm standing here and I need someone to throw a football exactly where I tell him to, my number one pick is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Dude's a stud.
His ability to throw a football wherever the hell he wants it to is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf looked good in the Steelers uniform.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, these teams have figured out something offensively.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely electric game, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then is the next one
I know you
the
want to
big
talk
one?
about. I know you want to talk about. So let's talk about it. Vikings Bears.
Love it. Love that. I want to get your thoughts because we watched
Um,
this.
obviously, it started out really rough for the Vikings. JJ McCarthy had I think everyone's gonna agree with me on this. Some jitters. Just nothing was going right for the Vikings. And I wouldn't even say everything was going right for the Bears. Well, like if you take away the pick six of JJ, it's what 10-3 in the third,
It
right?
was 10-6 at half
10-6.
because the 59-yarder at the end of the first half was to make it
That's right.
10-6.
That's right.
So it was 10-6. I think Bears get the ball first, go 3 and out. Vikings get the ball, and then that's the pick six.
And we were obviously watching the game together, like you said, and we were just like, how are the Bears not up by 40 points?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were doing no wrong on offense. DeAndre Swift was doing whatever he wanted. Wide receivers were wide open, making Caleb Williams look good. Well, I'll touch on that a little later because that it seemed it was a tale of two halves for two quarterbacks. Caleb Williams looked awesome in the first half, and JJ what did not. And then second half was the complete opposite. JJ McCarthy got comfortable in that pocket, found his guys. Justin Jefferson, of course, we all know him. Adam Thielen making his return to Minnesota. It was unreal comeback from the Vikings. They seemed dead till about midway through the third, and just I'm still in shock. The Vikings are 1-0.
Me too. And we talk about overreactions, and I think JJ McCarthy might be special. Now, I don't mean he can throw the ball like Aaron Rodgers, or he can run like Lamar, or he can, do what Josh Allen can. I don't mean that because obviously that's crazy. I fear he might be special because he's making his first start in the NFL on the road in a divisional game, which are games that are next to impossible to win anyway. Road divisional games are about as tough as they get in the NFL. He's doing it in prime time at a place where, out of all the fan bases, I would say maybe there was one other home fan base that was more excited for this season than Bears fans were for this season.
Yeah.
And that was the Packers with Micah Parsons in town. So it's a divisional rival in prime time where it's your first start against a good defensive front, and the buzz in the stadium was as good as you're going to get in the NFL. And it started out like there's a world in which everything lines up. The first series that they script goes well. Player, maybe a defensive, a guy in the secondary trips, or I think he threw a lot of balls that were catchable that wide receivers just didn't come
Yeah.
down with. Where those all go McCarthy's way and he settles in early and it's like, wow, he looks good. But that's not what happened. The offensive line had breakdowns. He was getting hit. Receivers were dropping passes. Everything went wrong. Every rookie quarterback, I think, in the history of mankind would have just packed it. Let's hand the ball off. Let's just get out of here. Watch the film because the Vikings are home next week. Return home and figure it out. Everyone except for JJ McCarthy. Mentally, he is something different. And listening to some of the Vikings talk about it, they said the entire offense picked up after he threw the pick. Again, every rookie is just probably thinking through his own head, oh my God, what did I just do? The team hates me. I ruined this game. He looked at everyone in the offense and he said, where else would you rather be than right here?
Yeah.
And everyone and all the offense was like, damn it, you're right. Let's play football. And we all know the fourth quarter that happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and it's been well documented, is meditating before games. Mentally, he's a different animal. And when you have the talent that the Vikings do, if you can keep it together mentally and just deliver sound football, yeah. I mean, I could not be more impressed, and it's not because of the football. I know, he's an NFL quarterback. He's an NFL talent quarterback. He's going to be able to make a lot of these throws. It's up here that I was worried about. And that was as good of a mental performance as I've ever seen from a quarterback ever.
Yeah. It was impressive. I think it is a little bit of a stretch to say every rookie quarterback would crumble because I don't think that is the case. Although there's no doubt he something clicked mentally. I think you kind of nailed it. I don't think he was playing bad. I just think some unfortunate things happened with receiver drops. It's kind of hard to get in a groove when nobody's catching the ball. But yeah, like he said, I think he nailed it on the head. He's probably not the most skilled quarterback, but mentally, we've all heard the stories of what he did at Michigan and how he's able to deal with the mental aspect. I think that's very important, and I don't think the Vikings need a quarterback that's going to just blow it out of the water like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, etc. Because we saw they didn't need that last year. Sam Darnold is a good quarterback, not great. Y'all have all the playmakers he did last year. So the debut of JJ McCarthy was good. I'm not denying that fact, but um, it's just hard to analyze it because the two halves were just so completely opposite of each other.
Yeah, and I can tell you, it's obviously hyperbole was the a lot of quarterbacks. I could tell you what, I watched Sam Darnold really struggle in the first half against the Rams and the Lions and down the stretch last year. They all packed it in, and same I've watched Kirk Cousins play that exact game in Soldier Field. Every year he went there, and every year he packed it in. And it's just like JJ's not. He said, "Screw this, we're gonna go win a football game," and that is so beyond what I expected.
Yeah.
And yeah, the physical tools are good. It's not like we're saying that he's a game manager who's physical tools are good, but when you can show that as a rookie, it's like holy crap, that is really impressive. And then the defense I thought did an unbelievable job keeping him in the game.
Yeah.
The Bears were moving the ball at will. I believe it was the first or second quarter, there was a turnover on downs that should have been a scoring drive that the defense stiffened up. forced a field goal in one of the drives, and then forced a field goal attempt that he missed actually. So like all those drives that we're talking about, the defense stiffened up, held him to 3, or even sometimes missed a 3. Got a turnover on downs, and that's why as we're looking at each other, we're like, how are the Bears only up 11 points?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, you look at the Bears opening script. Caleb looked awesome, and the offense looked awesome. They had an opening drive touchdown, I think, and then a in there there was a field goal drive. Then nothing. The
Yeah.
pick 6 added to their score total, and then it was a late touchdown after the Vikings took a 10-point lead where the defense was kind of in prevent, which obviously I'm not trying to say that like it's invalid touchdown drives, but those tend to happen in the NFL when you have two possession lead with 4 or so minutes left. The other team goes right down the field. Defense is more passive, but like I saw a lot of Bears fans talking on Twitter. The Monday morning, or I guess Tuesday morning tape does not look good.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think Brian Flores did have it almost seemed they just completely switched the defensive playbook. They sent a lot more pressure Caleb Williams' way, and he did not adapt well. So I think Brian Flores has proved over and over that he's one of the best defensive minds in the NFL, and it showed in that second half.
Yeah, I absolutely adore the Vikings coaching staff. I think Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell are so
That's a
good.
deadly duo.
They're so good
That's
at
a
their jobs,
deadly
man.
duo.
They're so good at their jobs. And I love that they're both coaching for the Minnesota Vikings, and yeah, it's Caleb was running from his life, and looking at Caleb, I mean, the physical tools are off the charts.
Yeah.
Off the charts. Some of the sacks he was able to avoid, and there was a throw on the run in that opening drive that was unbelievable. Like it came out like a fastball, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
like he looks good. The physical talent was never an issue. The missed throws, man, it's just there were a lot of accuracy issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was I didn't really get to go through the thread, but someone who's saying he watched the all 22 tape, and he said it was like picture the Lions offense last year, because obviously it's Ben Johnson, but if Jared Goff made the wrong decision every time, is what he said. And it's like, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. Obviously, when you have tools like that and a coach as smart as Ben Johnson is, I'm sure it will only get better. But yeah, the inaccuracy is an issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is the bottom line for the Bears. And yeah, it was a pretty sweet win to come out of that with a win after how you looked was not what I expected.
Yeah.
So what do you say we stay in the NFC North? I feel like that's a good way to go. Packers bludgeoned the Lions, and then you look at the score. It was only a 14-point game. First off, a 14-point game in the NFL is about as bludgeoning as you're going to get. But also at the same time, I mean, just on control of the game and how the teams looked, this may have well been a 35-3 win for the Packers.
Yeah, absolutely. The Packers looked absolutely dominant in all aspects, really. But really, it was the defense. And obviously, Micah Parsons being the big name that was acquired by the Packers, he was on a limited snap count, and the Lions still struggled. It was an unreal defensive performance from Packers. Made it easy on Jordan Love. It was just an unreal performance by the Packers. Can't say enough about their defense. One of the best units we saw this weekend, and a lot of question marks with the Lions. I do think they are the better team when it comes to. I expected the Packers defense to be a step up. I mean, when you get arguably the best player on that end, obviously they're going to take a step forward, but yes, the Lions lost Ben Johnson, OC, but you still have all the guys. And it seemed they struggled with what the Packers defense threw at Jared Goff. It seemed like he had never read a defense. And shout out Packers, man, looked unreal.
Packers looked great. The defense looked unbelievable. Believe it or not, it's one of those things. It's whenever you have such an elite talent on the field, everybody eats kind of a thing. Where Michael Parsons, you line him up, the back shades to that side, the guard shades to that side.
Mm-hmm.
Then you look up and Lucas Van Ness has 2 sacks.
Yeah.
Why? Because the back's on the other side and he's 1-on-1 with a tight end.
Yeah.
And you look up and Rashawn Gary has 3 quarterback pressures, the same reason. The interior guys got home. Yeah, that defense, specifically that defensive line, they look nasty and they got after it today. And then the offense is like, talk about guys who are good at their jobs. I think Matt LaFleur is really good at his job.
Yeah.
And I've said on here, I don't think Jordan Love is a top X quarterback. I don't think he needs to be because Matt LaFleur is so good at his job and the offensive line is good and the running game is good and the running back is good and all of that. And he just makes easy throws because they're open because LaFleur schemes them that way. And I think the offense as a whole is good because LaFleur and Love and all the playmakers, they're in lockstep with each other. And that defense is nasty. I think the Packers, I'm very scared of the Packers after week 1.
Yeah.
I thought they looked really good. The Lions. Any sort of concern from you think?
No, not really. Wanted to see more from them, but with the new OC, and losing, I'm pretty sure did they lose their DC too?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so
Fifi's the coach of the Jets.
just a lot of new faces.
Yes.
And when you play the Packers, who just got Micah Parsons, it's kind of
a
scenario.
Exactly.
But I think people are overreacting a little bit
Sure.
with the Lions. I don't think this is the downfall of Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions,
Right.
but there's definitely a lot of concerns.
Sure. Going into this season, I had 2 teams. They talked about this on. I don't know if I'm stealing this, but talked about a lot on part of my take. There were 2 teams on here in the NFL that I would label as bad vibes teams. There's levels to this. They're not the same level of bad vibes, but the Lions I did have as a bad vibes team. Now, when like the Lions bad vibes will be 12-5, 13-4. Just because of the talent is off the charts with this team. But yeah, obviously losing both coordinators is an issue. But for me, I think like underratedly, the best part of this Lions team last year was their offensive line. They were so good.
Yeah.
And Frank Ragnow, their center who was playing at all pro level, retired. So now you have a new center. And Kevin Zeitler, one of their guards who was mauling people, he took a huge payday and he's now playing in Tennessee for a lot of money and left in free agency. So now in your interior offensive line, you're replacing 2 of those. And, the new coordinator comes in and Jared Goff had complete command of the offense last year. That's not what I saw on Sunday. The interior specifically, because the tackles are still really good, but the interior offensive line, they really struggled to diagnose what Green Bay was doing. And I'm sure the coordinator and quarterback will get on the same page that we'll get with reps and time. But if that offensive line is what's scary to me, because we all know famously, if Jared Goff does not have good protection, he is not as good.
Yeah.
Obviously that's the case for every NFL quarterback. Jared Goff, I think, maybe has the highest variance.
Yeah.
If he's under pressure, he may as well be me or you out there. If he's got all day to throw, he's an absolute sniper.
Yeah.
So last year, he had plenty of time, and he played at an MVP level. It's going to be big how that offensive line is able to step up. That's the level of concern for me, is just that offensive line.
Yeah. for sure.
But yeah, and also like you said, I mentioned that they were a bad vibes team. Uh, the Packers were probably my number one good vibes team.
Yeah.
Where they opened up at home, they made the huge trade. They're already good. My number one good vibes team. So real rough draw.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, those are a lot of the big NFL games. Falcons Bucs, that was a fun NFC South game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I thought Penix looked good.
Yeah. Penix looked good. Yeah. I mean, not you look at the box score, it was a close game, but nothing like the
Right.
games we covered for
Right.
sure.
And like I think my takeaways, Penix looks good. For the Falcons, Penix looks good. Bijan is that dude.
Yeah.
Drake London got hurt.
Yeah.
So that obviously is big for the Falcons. They play the Vikings next week.
Yeah.
In Minnesota. So I'm wondering what that injury is like. But he's struggling with an injury. And then on the other side, Baker Mayfield's still a dog.
Of course.
He's just a dog, dude. Like he didn't necessarily play all that well. And then when it comes down to it, some of these throws are unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guy, Emeka Egbuka, may be a problem.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin's on his way back. I think they said like week 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, obviously. Egbuka. That could be scary.
Yeah. That dude's gonna be a problem.
That could be scary. What a rookie debut for Egbuka. I believe 2 touchdowns for him. So that was a fun game. I felt like it was worth mentioning. And then the other game, I feel like we can put okay. There's maybe 2 more.
Yeah.
We could touch on real quick. Bengals Browns.
Yeah. This was the Browns. Like the Browns should have won this game.
This is
if
how the hell did you lose this game for the Browns? How the hell did you win this game for the Bengals?
Yeah, and that question is answered by, I'm gonna butcher this dude's last name, Andre Smith.
That's actually close. The way it's spelled, and then the way someone said it, like it's one of the all-time. Like, how is that? How
Yeah.
it's pronounced? It's literally just Schmidt. It's pronounced like SCHMIT, like Schmidt.
How?
I have no idea. It's like for those if you're on like SMZY, something like
SZMYT is how it's spelled.
And it's Schmidt. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. He struggled tremendously on Sunday and is a big reason why the Browns lost this game. Joe Flacco looked old. The fact he had 45 attempts is ridiculous.
That's too much Flacco.
Like,
it's just too much Flacco.
Like, what are we doing here? And then Joe Burrow, what happened, Joe Burrow? Because everyone knows he has so much damn talent. And he's just not wowing me anymore. Like, everyone is like, the conversation, I still think he's one of the best quarterbacks. Yeah. But that gap between the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jackson is increasing. I mean, Joe Burrow had 113 yards, I want to say, this game. Not impressive at all, but a win's a win.
After week 1, the Cincinnati Bengals are my number 2 most concerned team for me. I am very concerned for the Bengals because the Bengals are the definition of a you can't pay everyone team. They're 4 players, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T.
Higgins,
Higgins, Trey Hendrickson, and maybe Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Like, he's a fine running back.
Yeah.
That's it. That is their team. The rest of their team is scraps.
Mm-hmm.
Their offensive line continues to be an absolute problem. Not in a good way. Like a legitimate, not like, oh, they're a problem. No, they're a problem.
Did you see that hit from Myles Garrett on Joe Burrow?
Yeah. And that's going to be his season.
God.
That is going to be his season because
What's that old segment? You got knocked
you
up,
got
was it?
jacked up.
Jacked
You
up.
got jacked
That
up.
would have been the highlight if it was like 10 years ago.
That was one of the all time clips where like, thank God I don't play football because that like
Oh yeah.
like also major credit to Joe Burrow stepping up delivering a throw while
Yeah.
rock with possibly the scariest player in football just bearing down. But anyway, like yeah, the trenches are terrible. The defense is terrible. The Browns had like an unbelievable amount of. I don't know if you have the game up. The Browns had like 350 yards or
Yeah.
something, if not more. What?
Yeah.
Like 89-year-old Joe Flacco is like throwing it all over your defense. Like it is.
It seems the
I'm
Bengals.
super concerned about the
It
Bengals.
seems the Bengals have the same problem year in year
Yep,
out.
exactly.
They never improve. And eventually, Tanner, the Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase store is gonna close. That window is gonna close. And
They've already wasted their not when they were cheap. Now they're each making $1 bajillion. T. Higgins is making $1 bajillion.
yeah,
Everyone else stinks. Like that team is just not very deep, and how far those playmakers can take them, I don't know. Their division is nasty.
yeah.
From what I saw on Sunday, obviously the Ravens are better.
Ravens.
The Steelers look better than them. The Steelers absolutely look better than the Bengals. And then the Browns obviously played them within 1 point.
Yeah.
So, like, my take, I mean, I guess it's not that crazy of a take, but I think Zach Taylor is also my number 2 hot seat.
Yeah.
If they don't do something this year, which it doesn't look like they will, he's going to be out, and he needs to be out. So that's my takeaway from this is that the Browns, whatever, get a new kicker, Joe Flacco, whatever. I don't care. I am very concerned about the.
Yeah,
about
I think
the
it's more of a statement on the Bengals and the Browns.
And then my number one most concerned team, my number one bad vibes team, my number one coach hot seat. I think you can figure this out.
Yeah,
it's the Miami Dolphins because, oh boy.
Yeah.
Where do we begin there?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, Tanner. The fact you let Daniel Jones look like one of the best quarterbacks.
The Vanilla Vic, baby.
I mean,
that was not Daniel Jones on that. That was the Vanilla Vic.
I mean, unreal. Jonathan Taylor didn't even do much this game. Yeah, like it was the Danny Dimes show, which is unreal. This guy, no one wanted him. The Colts picked him up because the Anthony Richardson thing wasn't really working out. Then they're like, might as well get this guy. And it seems now, obviously, take this with the grain of salt because it is the Miami Dolphins and they looked absolutely putrid. Nothing was working for that team, and Tua might need to just call it quits because he looked horrible on Sunday, and the Colts just beat them to pull.
Yep, that's exactly it. It was on the Colts side of things. Or I'll start with the Dolphins because that's kind of where, Tua looked terrible. 2 picks, bunch. I think he lost a fumble too in there, maybe even another. Like the Miami Dolphins feels like they've bottomed out and will Tyreek Hill will probably be playing on a new team by week 6.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel will be fired by week 9.
Yeah. It's not looking good.
Tua looks terrible. Jalen Ramsey's not there anymore. A lot of those playmakers are gone. Shan's still pretty good, and Tyreek Hill, but the lowest vibes. I mean, going into the season, they do the same thing every year where they score 70 points against a bad opponent at home when the weather's nice. It gets cold. They have to face a good team. They look terrible. Shout out part of my take for this take, but the Dolphins will just never win in cold with wearing those the the teal and orange, you cannot win a football game in cold weather wearing
Yeah.
teal and orange. And specifically with Tua and the Hawaii kid, Alabama, you can't win it. You're just not going to win games in cold weather.
Mhm.
And yeah, I fear it's going to be a long year
Yeah.
for Miami.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then the Colts. I mean, I feel so happy for Daniel Jones.
Oh yeah.
It's just such a bad situation he was in, and it's not his like. Daniel Jones is a quarterback in free agency, and that after winning a playoff game on the road in Minnesota, and then and then the Giants were like, "We'll pay you this amount of money." What's he supposed to do? Say, "No, I ain't worth that."
Yeah.
Like he didn't make them pay him,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't good, obviously, and he knows it wasn't good. He got hurt, whatever. They moved on. Spent a couple weeks in Minnesota working with Kevin O'Connell. You get a coach who believes in you. You get a not horrendous organization. You get maybe like Michael Pittman's a pretty good ball player.
Yeah.
Tyler Warren looked good,
Yeah.
and
He was a stud.
their defense looked good. And it's like, wow, this is a formula where you can win games,
Mm-hmm.
huh? Who would have thought? Good for Daniel Jones, man.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway. Good for Daniel Jones. Good for the Colts. Not the Lions, the Dolphins. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Got anything else in the National Football League, man?
I mean, I think if this was like the Chiefs Chargers game,
yeah, I feel like we
uh
probably should.
Justin Herbert outclassed Mahomes
Yeah,
in this
I
one.
mean,
I think that's kind of where this story starts and ends.
the Chiefs are hurting with weapons.
Yeah.
Because obviously Xavier Worthy gets dislocated shoulder. I think he's day to day at this point. Rashee Rice suspended for the first 6 games, I think. And then Travis Kelce, obviously, he's kind of lost a step. If it ain't those three, then who?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Hollywood Brown, sure.
Yeah, he played decent this game, but wasn't spectacular. But on the other side, I think this was more of a statement by the Chargers. Justin Herbert finally seemed like he's always that guy that is like, oh, just like any damn game, he can be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but it's not consistent enough to where he is.
He played the way we're all told he can.
Yeah.
And yes, he did. And he looked amazing. Quentin Johnston looked great. Chargers could be good.
Yeah.
Chargers could be good. Chargers
Yeah.
could be good. It would be awesome if they were, because I feel like with quarterbacks, it's impossible for people to have level heads. We all saw, yeah, Justin Herbert's good. Is he as good as the other guys? No. Plays like that, he could be in that conversation.
Yeah,
he could be in
absolutely.
that conversation. So yeah, no, I was impressed with the Chargers. The Chiefs, the panic button. I don't think it's like the Dolphins and the Bengals. It's Dolphins. I think I'm pressing it. Bengals, it's on the table.
Hovering. Yeah.
With the Chiefs, I'm not there. They'll get their weapons back. But yeah, they were outclassed. They were outclassed in this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we move on to some college football.
Yeah, let's do it.
College football. Where do we start here? Do we rip the Band-Aid off? Or do we save it to the end?
Let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
Iowa State wins their third of the last 4 Cyhawk games. They're now 3-0. One of 3 teams in the NFL who are 3-0. NCAA, jeez. One of 3 teams in college football who are 3-0. 16-13.
Yeah. This was a textbook shitty Iowa offense game. This was honestly a textbook Cyhawk. The past couple of years, no, it's just an absolute slugfest. Personally, I know us three pick 'em last week all went with Iowa State. I think
Walnors.
a lot of people expected Iowa State to win this game, especially after Gronowski's performance against Albany. And it seemed he returned week 2. With all that being said, I think Iowa State should like they're I think it's pretty clear they were the better team. But if you look at the score and the box score, why didn't they take they should have taken over this game. Rocco Beck didn't play particularly well in this game. Um it's same story every year with Iowa. It's the defense is always incredible. And that's what kind of kept this game in because it seemed the offense could literally do nothing.
Yeah. So I got to be honest. I think this is a good to me when I'm seeing the comments on social media. This is a ball knower test. If you watched that game and came away with Gronowski sucks, LMAO, he stole all that money from Iowa, I'm starting to lean that you might not know ball because Gronowski looked perfectly fine to me.
Agree. Yeah.
And also, because I wasn't making that at you, I was just
No,
saying, I
no,
was just saying,
I agree.
I was just saying in general because
Gronowski, I'll rephrase. Gronowski didn't look good, but it's not 100% on him.
right, it's like it's I guess it's hard to say he looked good, but like
Yeah.
he threw a pick. That's a timing throw. You make 10 times out of 10, your wide receiver slips.
Yeah.
He gets undercut on the route.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of drop passes because of course, and just the I don't want to. I'm going to call it play calling. I've seen a lot of fire for Tim Lester. I get it. Um, Two people sat on a desk and said, "Yes, Brian Ferentz is a terrible offensive coordinator, but getting rid of him is a band-aid on a broken leg, and that there's really a bigger issue." Two people said that.
Yeah.
And what do you know? New coordinator, and we're having these same conversations. To me, this one hurts. This one hurts more so than a lot of the other ones because last year, yeah, it was the heartbreaker at the end, sure. But I looked at that game and I said, "Damn, Iowa dominated for 3/4 of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They settled for field goals. What's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Michigan quarterback transferred here.
Trash ass McNamara.
Trash McNamara. I kept thinking of McCarthy. It's like I got McCarthy on the brain. McNamara made a stupid decision, threw across his body. All of those fixable. I felt like we were the better team on that field that day, and we just didn't win through various reasons. Iowa State was the better team for 48. This isn't the NBA for 60 minutes in this for 68 minutes in this game. Every 50-50 call, it felt like, other than there was a play where Iowa got a big stop on third down. We go to commercial. They come back and say, "Oh, actually, Iowa State got a timeout, and we redid the third down." Iowa State got the first down. Obviously, that did not go Iowa's way, and that was poorly officiated. But every 50-50 shot, I think there were some questionable calls that went Iowa's way. I think saying that the gunner was blocked into the Iowa State returner was a generous call. I think after going to replay, I'm not so sure it hit Iowa State first. That went your way too. Like, a lot of these things went your way. Iowa State was the better team, and that's an issue.
Yeah.
And that's why this one sucks so bad, because you look at this and you're like, wow, Iowa State was better than us in every single part of this football game. That's an issue. And that leads right into the larger stuff, which I could talk for hours about, Sam.
Yeah.
Let's just take a little roll call here. Who's the best quarterback to play in the state of Iowa in the past 10 years? College in the state of Iowa. i.e., play at Iowa or Iowa State. I'm probably going Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Who's the second best? I'm probably going Rocco Becht right now.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably going CJ Beathard. And then after that, probably Nate Stanley.
Yeah.
But like, who is the best running back to play in the state of Iowa in the past 10 years or so? Brees Hall?
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Second best? David Montgomery?
Shit. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the best player to play wide receiver in the state of Iowa in the past 3 years?
It's got to be
Alan Lazard,
Lazard,
Jalen Knoll,
uh,
Xavier Hutchinson,
Hakeem Butler.
Hakeem Butler, Amir Smith-Marset.
Yeah.
This is a problem.
Yeah.
This is a problem.
Yeah.
And it's clear that if you are going to play in the state of Iowa and you have a shred of offensive talent, you are going to go to Iowa State.
Yeah. But I still think, like, I obviously don't know this for a fact, but is Iowa still getting the in-state recruits? Like, I obviously don't know. I didn't do but it seems a lot of the Iowa State guys are coming from other school or out of state. So is it just a recruiting problem? I don't know. I wish I knew these facts, but yeah, it is. I hate to admit it, but it is the Cyclone State and has.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is now. Yeah. No, it is. It is without a doubt right now a Cyclone State. One of the schools is begging for a coach to get fired or retired, and was doing so for basketball last year. And one school has 2 top 15 teams.
Yeah,
and probably top. I don't know. It's tough with college. So both have legitimately good coaches leading their program. Now I think Iowa basketball kind of did the right thing and they're on the right way. But last year they had 2 legacy coaches who were really struggling and seemed like they're on their way out.
yeah,
Iowa State has 2 legitimately good coaches leading their programs and turning around their program from being in the cellar. It's a real problem. And I used to think that Kirk's way was the way you had to win in the state of Iowa because Iowa State wasn't winning anything. And to get recruits in Iowa, you needed big, you need to run the ball, you needed all that stuff.
yeah.
That's not the case anymore. That is not the case anymore. And I would say, in general, all things equal, obviously not right now, but in general, if you give a recruit a chance to go to Iowa or Iowa State to play at the next level, I think Iowa has the better pedigree than Iowa State. Not right now, but historically and in general.
Yeah, historically.
Yeah, like that's the thing is that you are the football program in this state, but you're not right now.
Yeah.
And everyone who is playing football right now is going to go to Iowa State to play at the next level, and that's a problem. That is a problem.
Yeah.
That's kind of my point here. And it's just hard in a shocking turn of events that no one saw coming. The team that's playing football like it's 1942 lost to football.
Yeah. Obviously the story around Iowa is we brought in this stud from South Dakota State, not performing well. We can dive into the shitty quarterbacks of Iowa. Everyone knows we've had shitty quarterbacks. Nate Stanley has been our best quarterback in the most recent history. And let's be honest, Aaron, he wasn't that good. He had one unreal game against Ohio State, which I think greatly overshadows the bad when he first came on to campus because there were some rough times. But yes, Gronowski has not played well. But look at who he's throwing to. The receivers are terrible. Seth Anderson has done absolutely nothing. Everyone thought he was going to be the wide receiver one. Jacob Gill's probably our best wide receiver right now. He hasn't done much. Wetjen, who knows with that guy?
Great playmaker, great with the ball in his hand. He's not good at running routes.
And of course, Iowa is known for their tight ends. What gets announced today? Ostrenga is out for the season. So
also a problem. I think right now Addison Ostrenga is the third best tight end to play in the state of Iowa.
Yeah,
Iowa State has two better tight ends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, by the way, the better of the Burkle. Is that his name, Burkle?
I think so.
I think so too. He wanted, like, I don't want to say wanted to go to Iowa, but of course visited Iowa. And Kirk Ferentz told him, "You're a tackle. You're not a tight end. You're not going to play tight end here." He goes there, plays tight end. He's a legitimate weapon.
Yeah. Obviously, quarterback, offense, dog shit. Like, no one's denying that. But we've said this a million times. We'll say it again. It all comes down to the head ball coach, Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah.
David Eichholt, Hawkeye Insider, tweeted this out, and I think that perfectly encapsulates the recent history of Iowa. Iowa's 0-10 first-ranked opponents. That includes bowl games. I can't remember exactly what the stretch was, but
yeah, the last win was the when we were number 3, played Penn State at number 2, and won at home. That was the last win.
Yeah. So,
and then immediately lost to Purdue the next game.
That's right. With that being said, Iowa has been outscored.
Yeah, this is just
231 to 47.
Terrible.
Now,
47 since the last ranked win.
47 in those 10 games.
That's under 5 points a game.
The average score was 33-6.
Yeah, you just can't.
You can. It's just the same New Year's, same bullshit.
This is. I think that the best way to put it. And we could talk about this for hours, and I feel like we should wrap it up. But I just have so much more to say, And it's like, this is how I put it. The head coach has created a system in which the ultra-conservative outlook has discouraged offensive talent from coming here, which in turn, with said conservative outlook, has created an environment where it is impossible for a quarterback to thrive and an offense to thrive. I don't know if there's a quarterback in college football, if you just dropped and placed him in Iowa's offense with Iowa's talent, with Iowa's coaches, with everything, that we're getting any sort of different outcome than we are right now. Because it is impossible to thrive here.
Yeah.
Because the wide receivers are bad. The routes are 5 yards downfield. The opposing secondary doesn't have to respect anything over the top, and they just drive on the football when they run it, they drive downward. When they don't have to respect any sort of pump fake and double move. It's just they drive down the field. I legitimately don't think there's a quarterback in college football that you can plug and place in Iowa's system and would have success.
Yeah.
There's not one. And conversely, if you put Mark Gronowski on LSU, I think they're a really good really good football team. I'm not going to say he's as good as Garrett Nussmeier. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say here is, LSU's better with Nussmeier. What I'm trying to say here is that it's impossible, no matter how talented a quarterback is, for them to thrive in this current Iowa environment. That's a product of the head coach. We all blamed Brian. We didn't blame the person who hired him and kept him around for 10 years. We didn't blame the person who only fired him because the AD stepped in and said you had to.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my closing statement. It's a really bad spot. It's a really bad spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the Iowa State game. It's you just can't play football like it's 1942. You can't and expect to win football games because shocker, the Big Ten West doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
What else should we talk about in this college football slate?
On better note, like I said, it was kind of not bad, but underwhelming slate. The kind of highlight going into this weekend. Actually, I'm a rotate. The biggest headline coming from week 2, the Gators.
Yeah,
Losing in the swamp against USF 18-16. Billy Napier is on the hottest seat right now in Tanner. We could talk about this game if you want to dive deeper into this game itself, but I want to highlight what's coming up for Florida. Because
if you weren't going there, I was.
It is the highway to hell, Tanner.
It's the highway to the unemployment line.
I mean, just listen to this slate. It is the travel down to Baton Rouge for a night game at Death Valley, one of the worst atmospheres. Then, if that's not bad enough.
By the way, I'm predicting LSU because they're currently favored by 7.5. I'm predicting LSU is going to be one of the most popular sides for bettors.
Absolutely. Then they go to Miami the following weekend.
For those of you counting, that's currently number 3 and number 5 in the nation.
Let's just add to it October 4th.
I mean, what comes after 3? Naturally 3, 5,
7.
Oh, there we go.
Texas Longhorns, led by, of course, Arch Manning. And then they go down to College Station,
16.
where they take on A&M. And then what was considered an easier opponent when you first got the schedule, Mississippi State, who just beat number 11 Arizona State.
Just had the biggest win in their program since Dak was there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they play Georgia, number 6 right now at home. They play Kentucky, who's not
They're
good.
bad, yeah.
But neither is Florida, so who knows what that's going to be like. Then they travel to Oxford, Mississippi, Ole Miss. Then they play Tennessee at home. And then finish, of course, with the Battle of Florida against Florida State. So, Tanner, they have 2 opponents left that are not ranked currently.
Yeah, that's 8. That is 8 opponents who are.
I mean,
and you already have a loss on your schedule.
South Florida.
Yeah, this is an absolute gauntlet. Billy Napier, get ready.
I mean,
to learn unemployment.
Best case scenario.
We go
2-6.
Best case scenario would be you beat Mississippi State, you beat Kentucky, and maybe you win one of the rankings.
I think auto losses. LSU.
Yeah.
I think Miami is a loss.
Yep. I don't think they're winning in College Station. Kyle Field's gonna be crazy.
Georgia, I think, is an auto loss. Even
they're beating Georgia,
even though it's at home. I think
they going to Dolphins.
Honestly, I think the best case scenario is they get 3 wins. Because I think their best case.
Maybe you can beat Tennessee at home. Maybe.
I'm looking at Florida State at home, rivalry game. We all know rivalry games. It throw away records at that point. But it is the Florida Gators we are talking about. And weeks before that, you play Ole Miss and Tennessee.
Yeah,
this is
crazy.
This is hands down the hardest schedule I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
yeah. This is an absolute gauntlet. Do they win 5 games? Yes or no?
No.
Just one. No, and I don't think they do either.
I mean,
I think
there's
maybe the like you said, Florida State maybe rivalry, but then at that point also you're week 12. If Florida, who's preseason number 15, is 3-9 or 3-8 at that point, are they getting up to play this game?
yeah. Where's their bye week?
Um,
Do you have it?
yeah, after Miami, so between Miami and Texas, doesn't matter. They're not winning either of those games.
Oh, um, God bless the Florida Gator faithful because
Yeah,
it is going to be rough this year.
Yep, they have a rough schedule, and this is the absolute last thing you could possibly have is losing one of these non-con games, and they did, and it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, and I think talking about just this game, USF did.
Yeah, and if we're doing this, we're talking about Florida. There is one team in college football who has 2 ranked wins this year.
Yeah,
The South Florida Bulls.
have an opportunity to pick up another one this weekend.
Best resume in college football as it stands in week 2 belongs to the South Florida Bulls.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That rocks.
It's pretty sweet.
That rocks.
That's why college football is the
Yes. Yes, I agree. Rank them, you cowards. Rank them, you cowards.
I did see, I don't remember what poll it was. They did get number 1 vote. So shout out that voter.
Shout out that voter because you know what? Damn it.
Are they ranked?
What?
Are they?
No. I don't believe they are in the AP.
Yeah, they. When I look it up, they're 18th. I don't know what.
Okay, I lied to your face. I see them at 18 here. Rank them higher, you cowards.
Oh, we gotta talk about this. Obviously, we could talk about the game, and I think it boils down to one play, Tanner. Brendan Bett spitting on the USF player. It was a close game. It was like, I want to say under, I don't even remember, 2 minutes left. Florida has a chance to win this game. 15-yard penalty, momentum gone like that.
Does football have a spitting problem?
Dude, they might.
PSA, as first reported on Crunch Time, all the young athletes out there, don't spit on your opponents.
It's crazy that we have to make that PSA.
Hashtag thank you, Crunch Time, for standing on business. I can't. Yeah, it's. Maybe once every 10 years you got to spit, and it's like, wow, that person's it was in a real scrum or something.
Mm-hmm.
2 is like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Technically 3 if you count Dak's spit towards Jalen Carter. So that, like, stop spitting, people.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
That was crazy. We got that upset. Should we go to the other upset?
Yeah.
The big win of the weekend. It's down in Starkville, Mississippi.
Yeah. This game, Mississippi State has had it extremely rough.
Good for them. This is a
2 for 10. Last year, Arizona State comes to town and they pull off probably one of the greatest wins in Mississippi State history.
I can't say I'm that in tune with Mississippi State football history.
I mean, if Ryan Walker is saying it, I think he's a good advocate.
Probably the world's foremost Mississippi State football fan. Yeah, and it's also one of like, I'm sure there was probably a signature win when they were number 1 with Dak.
True.
But still, like, shit, that's 10 years ago now, 8 years ago now. Like this, yeah, this is that. I was smiling for Mississippi State fans. Did you happen to see the goalpost?
That was what I wanted to bring up.
One of the
Masterclass.
one of the
Masterclass by the Mississippi State faithful.
I mean, which apparently it is an engineering school, so they had that. They had the torque and the force and the all the Newton's
They knew
laws.
what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing. But my goodness, that is without a doubt the quickest. I mean, I put it to you this: like when you yank a goalpost down, it's held by people because the place is flooded by people. This goalpost was on the ground because there wasn't enough people who got on to the field yet.
Yeah,
to carry it.
It was crazy.
No, like legitimately, I'm still like I want to see the tape of how they did that because that was
was crazy.
One of the coolest atmospheres. Obviously, the Cowbells. That game was awesome, and we all had Mississippi State dominated the first half. Arizona State gets the field goal at the end of the first half, dominated the second half, and you're like, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
We all saw how this was going till it didn't.
Yeah.
And Arizona State, how does that last play happen? How?
Yeah.
It looked like single coverage. How is that the case?
Yeah. Unreal.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. If we keep moving here, there was an almost upset, which in the end, not quite almost, but they were down
16-3.
Was it 16-3? I was
16-3 at half.
16-3 at half, and was a missed extra point away from being 17-3. Clemson might not be good. Said in my recap that's over on our social media, I wasn't worried about Clemson. I'm worried about Clemson. Yeah, I'm worried about
Clemson. There was going to be a untold 30 for 30 on the fall of grace of Clemson.
Dabo Swinney sucks.
I mean, there was a stretch there where it was Clemson and Alabama. And there was
for like 3 straight years.
There was a very wide gap between those two.
And somehow Clemson, I think, won 2 of the 3. With the Deshaun Watson year, the Trevor Lawrence year, and then they lost one of them in there.
And
Trevor Lawrence lost 1 and 1. Or Deshaun Watson lost 1 and 1. Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. And since then, what has happened?
Yeah, they've
because they have the talent.
They should.
Like everyone at the start of this year was I mean, even I.
I was probably higher on Clemson than most people were. The problem is, I think,
is this an overreaction though, Tanner? Because it is week 2, but it was Troy.
It was Troy, and the score from that LSU game. They did not play within 7 points. LSU. They probably LSU. If the refs didn't take control of that one call and Brian Kelly, that's a 17-point win for LSU in my book. And the problem is here, why did we think Clemson was good this year? Because they brought everyone back. They didn't really lose anybody. They didn't really add anybody.
Yeah.
But this core barely made the playoff last year, barely beat an SMU team in the ACC championship game. They played Texas well. I think that's why we're like, oh, Clemson's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't all that good last year. So maybe they're not going to be all that good this year.
Yeah.
It's very possible because, it's one of those where I'd be shocked if I don't know, Penn State wasn't good because they went to the quarterfinal last year and didn't lose anybody. Clemson didn't. Or excuse me, semifinal, not quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Clemson went to the quarterfinal, barely beat an SMU team, and they didn't really have anybody. Penn State made legitimate upgrades at wide receiver and defensive back. A lot of that team's the same, but they made upgrades. Clemson didn't. We're just saying oh, they're going to be good because everybody came back. Well, they weren't that good last year, so maybe they're just not going to be that good.
Yeah.
And that's my takeaway. Is maybe they're just not going to be that good.
Yeah.
They're probably going to win the ACC because the ACC is the ACC. Although Florida State looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But still, they're probably going to win that. But still, you get to the playoff without these auto seeds and auto bids.
Mm-hmm.
maybe you're coming in as an 11 seed and you got to go to a Texas and you get stomped, and you got to play in Ohio State and you get stomped. And that seems like a very likely outcome, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
So that's my
Unreal.
takeaway with
Unreal.
Clemson. I'm very worried.
Yeah.
I'm very worried about them. But a team who I think is much better than I thought they were going to be. It's the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah. Yeah. Took care of business against Michigan. Go ahead.
I love John Mateer.
Yeah, he's a stud.
The way the ball leaves his hand is awesome.
Sexy.
Sexy.
It's sexy.
It's sexy.
It is sexy.
He throws a beautiful football.
Yeah. It is he played phenomenal. There's no denying that, but I don't know about you, Tanner. But after week 1, I can't remember who Michigan played. New Mexico.
New Mexico.
That's
yeah,
right.
They didn't really.
But there was this story that Bryce Underwood is one of the greatest freshman quarterbacks of all
I
time.
think I know where this is going, and if it is, this is a great take because I felt like I was taking loony pills.
Yeah. I think there was a little bit of an overreaction, Tanner, because he looked.
Watching that, I think in the pick 'em, I picked Michigan
Yeah.
right before the game. I bet on Oklahoma responsibly, of course. I didn't think Michigan was winning this game before, like on game, because we did pick them previously. I didn't think they were winning this game, and I was right, obviously, with Oklahoma handling things. I felt like I was taking crazy pills watching that in Mexico and saying Bryce Underwood is like the best freshman of all time.
Yeah.
He made a few really good throws. You could tell he was a 5-star. You could tell
Yeah.
he had a ton of talent. They barely won that. I mean, air quote, barely
Barely.
compared to the spread and what they should have done. And with this now, ooh,
Yeah. I mean,
he's still a freshman. He's only had 2 starts, but
so you look at his passing stats, 9 for 24.
oh, by the way, just a quick interjection: 13 points, 2 field goals, a touchdown. The one touchdown was a 75-yard run.
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
9 for 24,
Not
142 yards. You're like, oh shit, that's bad. 142 yards, I would consider bad.
Same.
Very inefficient.
That is not good.
So immediately I'm like, oh, this maybe he likes to run the ball. 3 rushes for -1 yards. I'm like, so yeah. So
what's happening here?
naturally, where is the hype coming from? Because this is the first legit game, let's put it how it is, that we've seen this guy. But last week, people were calling for him to be in the Heisman. And he got absolutely outclassed at the quarterback position.
Because I felt like I was fancy with these takes. Did we watch the same football game against New Mexico?
I guess
we did. We did. They didn't. What? That's what you get when you get a couple of ball knowers.
Facts.
But yeah, it's now obviously panic button, whatever. I'm not. No, he's a freshman with 2 starts. He's got in. You could tell there's a ton of raw talent there. But man, the takes were crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we've been able to reel it back.
Yeah, just a little bit. We tried.
Thanks to Brent Venables and the Oklahoma Sooners, who look a lot better than I thought they would look.
Yeah.
The good news is I think they're a good football team. The bad news is they're probably the 5th or 6th best team in the SEC.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of brutal.
Who's legitimately better than Oklahoma? Texas, Georgia, LSU.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. Those are locks.
I wouldn't say Bama right now. Although they did put up 70 against West Ball Sac State, but
Thinking.
Mizzou.
Mizzou has been playing
Well,
well.
Pribula looks good. They got the big win in the border war. If they
Uh,
play head to head, I think I'm leaning Oklahoma, but that could be a good game. Mizzou possibly. Oh, Alabama's still possible because they're still Bama.
yeah. Ole
Ole
Miss.
Miss is another option. I mean, not Florida right now.
Oh, yeah.
So fourth or fifth best team in the SEC, which is South
Yeah.
Carolina. South Carolina. That's it. That's another one.
There's a lot of 2-0 teams in the SEC,
Yeah, pretty much all of them except for Florida.
except Florida, Kentucky, Texas, and Bama.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Hate
yeah,
to see that.
and Texas too. Well, yeah, but like
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the point here is that they're probably in that second tier of SEC with South Carolina, Mizzou, um, probably Bama right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's but
Yeah. Any other?
not really, man.
Shout out my super dog,
Yeah. Shout out.
Ohio.
Shout out.
Ohio winning
What a pull.
outright
What a pull.
against West Virginia. Um, who's your super dog?
My super dog, we on the top. It was
I didn't hand up. I that was a legitimate question. I didn't.
it was Michigan.
Okay, it happens.
Yeah, not great. Not great pull by me. Right hand up. Not good. But we live to see another week.
That we do. We always do. Um, should we get into some players of the week?
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. Let's snake around here. We went NFL, college. Let's go college, NFL. Player of the week. Go ahead.
So NFL.
No college.
Gosh. Um this is gonna be a boring pick. But I think he was one of the best players on Saturday. We talked about him. John Mintier.
Yeah, man. Big win. Big win.
I
for
mean,
Oklahoma.
how can you not give him that gold star 271 passing touchdown did on the ground two rushing touchdowns was unreal and outclass Underwood like we just said.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I'm going to another game we talked about, the big win of the weekend. I'm going to go with Brennan Thompson, the wideout from Mississippi State.
Yeah.
I could have gone with Blake Shapen, who somehow, some way is still in college. But yeah, I'm going Brennan Thompson. In the end, he had 6 receptions for $133, 2 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown with like 30 seconds left in the game. Mississippi State, a program-defining win, a huge win for them, and on the back of Brennan Thompson, man, he was incredible. Also, shout out Anthony Evans. He had 9 catches for 108 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
The two of them with 241 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Blake Shapen, yeah, he threw those 3 touchdowns. Obviously, a 279 from him. Shout out Mississippi State. That was awesome. But Brennan Thompson, you're my player of the week in college football. Let's turn it around. NFL player of the week. Who you got?
Again, nothing too exciting coming from me. Both sides of the NFL slate, college slate. I'm gonna go with the best quarterback, best performance. Now, if you told me this was gonna be the guy at 3 quarters in on Sunday night, I would have thought you were crazy. But this dude talked about him at length, so won't dive too much deeper. Josh Allen, Bills quarterback, 394 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 running touchdowns was
Bananas.
unbelievable.
That's bananas. He was probably the best performance of the week. I think I'm going to have this guy who was my second best performance of the week. Statement game from this guy. We're here in the AFC West. Give me Justin Herbert.
Yep.
Threw for 318, 3 touchdowns, outclassed Mahomes, was in control all day long, dominated the Chiefs. Probably was a more of a lopsided game than the 6 points that it says on the scoreboard. Give me Justin Herbert with probably his best game as a professional and one that's got everyone around the NFL circle talking. Justin Herbert might finally be realizing that potential that we all see.
Yeah. Yeah, he played phenomenal. We kind of talked about it earlier. Um, but yeah, he played unreal.
Without question. Now it's time to get us some pick 'em.
Do
Let's
it.
pick some games. Now we welcome on recurring guest Cameron Tissue. Come on and pick some games with us. Cameron, how are you doing today, my friend?
Good, good. First of all, I'm honored to be here yet again. I'm glad that the first time didn't go bad enough where I didn't get the call back. Secondly, super pumped to be here on the 4 year anniversary. I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
what an honor to be here. Yeah, I mean, y'all running out of people or I'm just that high up. I don't know which one it is, but I'll take both.
Whichever one you want to believe we'll go with. But first, before we start picking these games, I gotta get your opinion. How about a start to the season for LSU Tigers?
Dude, surprise. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a powder keg at Clemson because all you heard about, and I was one of the guys, said we can't win the first game. We will never win the first game yet again. And then all you hear about is the team talking about 1-0, 1-0. We just got to beat Clemson. We just got to beat Clemson. And so I was like, this is not going to be good because this is all we care about now. And they surprised me. La Tech, slow start, but hey, it's okay. Got the win. That's one of those. Hey, let's just kind of ice the knee up a little bit. Let's take guys out early, and we'll worry about the next week.
Exactly that. Exactly that. I mean, obviously in the SEC, it doesn't get much easier, but not only did they beat Clemson, feels like they dominated Clemson. Probably should have won by more than 7. But anyway, what a start to the season for the LSU Tigers. Getting into this slate of games, of course, we'll start in college. Team familiar to you two, on your hat maybe, the Arkansas Razorbacks got to go into Mississippi and play Ole Miss. Who you got, Tissue?
Man, I'm taking Ole Miss. I'm just not buying enough stock on Arkansas just yet. Ole Miss after the Kentucky game, I think the 9 spread is pretty big because that Kentucky game was a little dicey for a lot of people. Um, but I'm going to take Ole Miss just because I really do like their quarterback a lot. That kid can spin it. So hopefully he's okay. I know he went out for a little bit, but I'm sticking with him.
Sam, are you doing it?
Not so fast. Give me
No.
Arkansas. Just this game is always close. I mean, we all know the 4th and 28 with Hunter Henry many years ago at this point. But Eric was on the pod the last episode. He said this is a make or break game. Taylor Green has looked unreal in their first 2 games. I think this is a big statement game for him. So give me the Hogs beating Ole Miss.
Who was their first 2 games against that Taylor Green looked so good against? Who they play?
Fair point.
He had his way with Arkansas State.
Fair point.
Okay. Yeah, the old Catholic High JV squad out there. Come on, guys.
State school taking it too.
Yeah.
Playing state. Couldn't be us. Anyway, I'm with Tissue here. I got to go with Ole Miss at home. We did that segment in the NFL. Coach are going to get fired. Talking about some of them. Sam Pittman is quite possibly the lamest duck in the history of lame ducks. He is, once that buyout starts creeping down a little bit, he is out the door. I just don't believe in this Arkansas team. Taylor Green is super talented. I do agree with that, but I'm going with Lane Kiffin and the Running Rebs at home. Next game, staying in the SEC. This is probably the best game. Is over in Knoxville. Neyland going to be rocking the Georgia Bulldogs come into town. Tissue, who are you going with?
Oh man, it's kind of a toss up for me. I just don't know if I trust Tennessee's quarterback quite enough yet. I think Georgia's just got more talent, so I'm gonna go Georgia, but man, by a little bit. By a little bit.
That's a great pick, Tissue. I agree. I just don't trust that Tennessee quarterback. Gunnar Stockton seems to be that guy at Georgia. Give me the Bulldogs going into Neyland and upsetting or getting the win against the Volunteers.
I want to do it so bad, but I can't really quickly, within 2 weeks, I think Georgia somehow became the most underrated team in college football because not a single person is talking about them. LSU's had a great start to the year. They got the big win at Clemson. LSU, Texas with Arch. I get no one's talking about Georgia, and they are one of the best teams in the SEC. And I think they get it done. I agree with everything you guys said. But to me, I was actually at that Tennessee-Syracuse game in Atlanta. The offense looked great. I get it. Syracuse ended up putting up a fight and I think scoring 23-20. They were down. I think it was a one-score game at one point. Syracuse being able to put up points against this Tennessee team, a Syracuse team that almost lost to UConn at home. I don't trust this Tennessee defense. I'm going with Georgia. I think they get it done on the road in a big statement win. I wish I had the stones to do it, but I don't. I'm going with the Bulldogs. Another big ranked matchup. This one over in South Bend. Texas A&M goes to Notre Dame. They played last year. Notre Dame got the win last year, this time over at Kyle Field. Who do we got, Tissue?
I mean, I'm kind of firing from the hip on this one. I think it's a coin flip, but I'm going to go the Catholics. I think Notre Dame's got probably just a little bit better talent. I feel like I know more about Notre Dame than Texas A&M, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go with Notre Dame. I trust them a little bit.
Notre Dame. I actually misspoke earlier. I said Kyle Field is not in A&M. It is in South Bend. So
yeah, you mentioned it's coin flip. It's coin flip for me as well. You went Notre Dame. I'm going A&M here. Honestly, don't know a whole lot about these teams. But I know Notre Dame struggled against Miami. I think Miami's pretty overrated this year. So give me A&M.
not so fast, my friend. Look, I think Miami legitimately played a good game against Notre Dame. Carson Beck was better than I thought he would be. The thing for me, though, is Miami was able to slow down Jeremiah Love. I think that somehow that was an awakening game for Notre Dame, the offensive coordinator. Your Heisman candidate running back needs to get the ball more than 6 times, and I think he will. And I think he will be the main reason Notre Dame wins this game. CJ Carr does just enough, but Jeremiah Love on the back of their running back. I got Notre Dame winning this one at home. And lastly, the most impressive resume, the only team in college football with 2 ranked wins, the South Florida Bulls, go to Miami, have a chance to make it 3, playing Carson Beck and company. Tissue. Do they make it 3 ranked wins?
Man, I'll be honest with you. Coming, the power, or not the power 5, but the group of 5. Like, I really want to see these guys do it. I mean, just take over the state of Florida. Who's saying Florida State's not next? Let's get them in the radar somewhere. I'm going to go Miami, though. I think Miami. I will say I was a big guy that I didn't believe in Carson Beck. I didn't. Watch that Notre Dame game. I was like, this kid can spin it a little bit. I mean, this guy can throw it across the field. I think the air raid offense will overpower that USF defense just a little too much. I think the matchups are just a little mismatched there. I think USF's going to put up some points, though, against Miami. I think it's going to be kind of a shootout on the offensive side.
Yeah, I just bashed this team in my previous pick, but I'm going Miami. I think USF's luck kind of runs out here. Miami is a whole different animal in regards to Florida. So give me the Ducks.
Yeah.
The Hurricane, not the Ducks. My bad.
They do have a duck as their mascot.
That's me.
I'm going to agree with both of you. The thing for Miami last year, we all know their offense was as good as it gets. Their defense literally could not tackle, probably couldn't tackle me or couldn't tackle us. Now they've completely addressed that in the transfer portal. They've got guys in. They obviously, I said before, held Jeremiah Love in that Notre Dame offense, team that made the national championship game a year ago, held them in check. Classic hangover spot for South Florida. I want it so bad. South Florida, like you said, taking over the state of Florida, having 3 ranked wins, 1 against Miami, 1 against Florida would be awesome. It's not going to happen. Give me Miami. Give me them to cover as well. I think they win this one big. But moving on to the NFL, on Thursday night, team we raved about on here, as much as I had to throw up doing it, the Green Bay Packers at home welcome the Washington Commanders and Jane Daniels. Tissue, who's winning it?
So I don't know what all was said about the Packers. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid just yet. I just not buying it. So I'm actually going with Commanders, and I think really just biasy pick here of Jaden Daniels.
Once a
So
Tiger, always a Tiger.
that's if that guy's at the helm. By God, he's got my pick.
I hear that.
Yeah, not so fast.
Uh,
Micah Parsons was on a snap count this past weekend. I think he's going to be full go, and I think the Packers defense is legit this year, and I think they are going to cause Dan Daniels some problems. Give me the Packers.
I also think their defense is legit. The only problem is once they get in the backfield, Jane Daniels is not Jared Goff. He's not a statue. He can move. He can shake tacklers. So this will be a unique challenge for Green Bay. But I still think the Packers win. From what I saw, that defensive front, adding Micah Parsons onto an already good unit. Now Lucas Van Ness, Rashawn Gary, all the interior guys, they just got so much pressure. And I think, I just think that team is too strong right now. And Jordan Love didn't really have to do anything against the Lions. He just kind of handed it off, made a couple easy throws, and I don't think Washington's defense is going to be able to stop the Packers offense. The Commanders offense will be better than the Lions offense was, but I don't think they beat the Packers in Lambeau. Talk about the bad vibes teams. The Packers are an all-time good vibes team right now. Give me the Packers at home. The Bills, fresh off of the game of the year already in week 1, they got to go to one of the only teams that looked like their offense scored enough points to compete with the Bills offense. And that's, of course, as we all had on our bingo card, the New York Jets and Justin Fields in East Rutherford. Who do you got, Tissue?
I'm sticking with the Bills here. I think the Jets offense won't be firing on all cylinders like that next week. I think that was first week, first game, kind of everything's clicking right. And I think after that first game, I think they're going to kind of take a step back. So I'm sticking with the Bills. I mean, they're just, I don't know, it's just freaking, it's the Bills, man. It's hard not to pick them.
Yeah, it's hard not to pick them, and that's why I'm not. Give me the Bills.
The Jets are not beating the Bills. That is just not going to happen. Clean sweep on the Bills, and everything you said. And the offense looked great, and they did it. If the Bills are the best team in football, then the Ravens are the second best team in football.
Yeah.
Like, they did it against quite possibly the best talent they could possibly play at that point. So, give me the Bills. Another big-time game, a rematch of the Super Bowl. The Chiefs, 0-1 Chiefs. I feel like I should add. In Arrowhead, welcome the Eagles. The Eagles are a point favorite on the road here. Tissue, talk to me.
It's hard for me to get a good read on the Chiefs right now because that was in freaking Sao Paulo, Brazil. You're playing your first game. That's a lot of travel. And I'll give it to the Chargers. I mean, Justin Herbert, he's a phenomenal quarterback. I mean, it's not like he went up against a Rudy Poot team, but you're a long way from home, so I don't think that was a true reflection. I'm a big believer in you just don't bet against the Chiefs. You don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. I think he takes it back, especially after the Super Bowl. I think he's trying to set a point after a loss at the Super Bowl. Says, "Hey, we're still right here. The kingdom's not falling just yet. We're still here, still making plays." So I got the Chiefs.
Yeah, no. Give me the Eagles. And honestly, I think this is going to be a super competitive game, and it kind of comes down to the fact I just don't like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So
fair enough.
Give me the Eagles.
Fair enough. It's no secret. I don't like the city of Philadelphia. I hate them. I hate their guts. I absolutely despise the city of Philadelphia. I hate everything about it. I would love to go Chiefs here, and frankly, I agree with everything you said. Hard to get a read on this Chiefs team. The problem is they're probably going to be without Xavier Worthy, and they're definitely going to be without Rashee Rice. And I just don't know where Mahomes is going to throw this football. And I think at least jury's still out. I think Jalen Carter will not spit on someone this week. So I think he's going to play this game. So for that reason, I just think they get too much pressure on Mahomes, and he doesn't have a target to throw the football to, with Xavier Worthy probably out and Rashee Rice definitely out. And we all know Travis Kelce's not what he once was. Give me the Eagles, as disgusting as it is, to go into Arrowhead and get that win. And to wrap it up, we got the Bucs, Tissue's Bucs, coming off of a big win in Atlanta. Back and forth win, but a big win. Going to Houston, playing the Texans, who looked a little rough. The Texans, 3-point favorites at home. Tissue, I think I know where you're going here, but where are you going?
Yeah, so it's obvious going with the Bucs. I'll never choose against them, but I'll give you a little reason why too. It's not just because I love Baker Mayfield, which I do. I think Baker's the guy, man. I'm a big Baker guy. I was extremely impressed with their offense against Atlanta. I mean, you got 3 weapons now, or soon to be 3 weapons on that offensive receiving core that all are playmakers. Baker's a guy that he can get it out quick, but he also can power in a couple yards here. I think the defense, we got kind of cleaned up a little bit. I don't know. We need to find a new kicker. I mean, I'll go out there and start kicking field goals if I got to, because that about cost us. He's been doing that for 2 years now, but whatever. That's beside the point. Sorry. I think the Bucs. I think that was just a little taste of what they are really capable of. I feel like the floor is extremely high with these guys, and the ceilings, whatever they want it to be. So I'm going Bucs.
Yeah.
Concerns in the kicking game, but Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, talk about being a Baker Mayfield guy. I'm right there with you, Tissue. I love Baker Mayfield. They got a huge gritty win last week. They finally got some more playmakers for Baker. Give me the Bucs here.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs got a big win. Emeka Egbuka looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Baker, couple of those throws, specifically the one to Egbuka late in the game, was an absolute dime. I love Baker. He's an absolute dog. The Texans look terrible. No weapons. Stephon Diggs isn't there anymore. Tank Dell's hurt. They can't run the ball. They're 3-point favorites. I have no idea why. Vegas knows something we don't. Tissue, I'm going to save the graphic for you. The Texans win this game because football makes no sense, and they look terrible. And the Bucs got a huge win, and then they'll just beat the Bucs because, of course, they do. I'm saving the graphic for you, Tissue. Give me the Texans.
Thank you.
For absolutely no reason they win this football game.
Yeah, selfless guy right there. Jump on the grenade himself.
Yeah. You're welcome. Guess that leaves Superdog.
Yeah.
Good week for me last week with Ohio. Tissue, who's going to cover this week? Who's your Superdog?
Hypothetically, if I had a mortgage and I knew a guy that I could throw a bet on, hypothetically, I'm throwing that mortgage on this bet. You better slam it. You better spam it. You better hammer it.
Responsibly.
Hypothetically. South Owl, the last I checked before I got on here, is a 25.5 underdog against Auburn. I think South Owl, after that game against Tulane, Tulane's a respectable program. Now, they're not SEC, obviously, but I think South Owl's got an easy 25.5 cover. It's either going to be like 3 points or it's going to be 50 points. I will say that. Like, there's not going to be an in-between. But I think the Jaguars going to Auburn, I think they can at least hold their own for a little bit. I'm not going to say we're going to come out with a win, but I think it's going to be a little bit competitive in the first half.
I like that a lot. Auburn having a pretty good start to the season. Good little letdown spot. South Alabama better than people think. That, by the way, that's a Tulane team that took it to Northwestern. Obviously, it's Northwestern. That's a Power 5 football team that Tulane took it to in week 1. I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the guy that is riding with the rest of the world, and it's probably going to bite me in the ass, but screw it. It's college football. Let's make it 3-0 USF plus 17.5 versus Miami.
Wow. I made it a point in my analysis to say they cover. That's tough. We're going head to head on that one, huh? All right. For mine, it's just it's funny because I'm doing the football makes no sense thing again because this is a team we just talked about how we liked how they played. They had a quarterback who impressed me. They're a team that impresses me and has played much better than I thought they would. I'm taking the Temple Owls plus 24. They're playing the Oklahoma Sooners, who just coming off that big win against Michigan. For some reason, this game, Oklahoma is going to Temple. This game is being played in Philadelphia. Temple is the home team. Road spot, huge hangover, letdown potential for Oklahoma. I don't think they lose the game. I just don't think they win by 24. Temple is better than they have been in years past. So give me the Temple Owls plus 24 against Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's football makes no sense.
That's football makes no sense. Some interesting notes here. Like I said, Oklahoma for some reason is going to Temple. Also this week, Iowa State, fresh off their Cyhawk win, they're going Arkansas State.
Yeah.
So a couple of top 14 teams going on the road at Temple and at Arkansas State.
Duh.
College football is the best. Good stuff. Well, Tissue, thank you so much, my friend, coming on. We really appreciate it. Love having you on.
Man, thank you guys.
Any closing statements regarding anything?
No, man. I think I had the closing statement earlier. Congrats on 4 years, man. I've enjoyed it. Thank you guys for having me on. And hopefully this go around will go better than my last one. I'm hoping to get above 500. But if I was Billy Napier, I'd be pumped up about 500 right now because I'm still making millions.
If you're Billy Napier, you are in the unemployment line currently.
Yeah. My AD just sent out a message saying we're sticking by them. Sweet. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no clearer sign than Billy Napier's our guy that goes out the door. Good stuff, man. We appreciate you. And we'll get you back on sometime soon, possibly before a big LSU game or something, because Brian Kelly, no doubt in my mind, he's the guy in LSU.
Yeah. Well, we're about to find out this year. If he doesn't do it this year, he'll never do it. So, time to pack it up, Brian. Head back north to wherever.
I don't know, man. That seemed like a legitimate Cajun accent to me. But we appreciate you, Tissue. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
And that is going to do it for episode 183 of Crunch Time. Full slate of football, and my goodness,
we're back.
Does it feel so
we're
good
still back
to talk about it? Whole slate of NFL, whole slate of college football. Of course, we got our pick'em in. Huge thank you to Cameron Tissue for coming on the show and giving us his picks. But make sure to follow the podcast on X, TikTok, and Instagram. And Instagram at crunchtime_pod. Make sure to follow the YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Crunch Time with the N326 duo. But the clock has run out on this episode, and we'll see you in the next one on Crunch Time.
Here.